Hola chicos, estamos aquí en el programa de Valencia. Es un proceso muy informativo y buenísimo.
What's up? My name's Evan, and in this video, I'm going to give you a little glimpse at what it looks like to study abroad in Spain. I joined about 30 other students on UF's 6-week Spanish immersion program, where we got to not only learn about Spain, but truly experience it.
Hola, vamos a Spanish!
We started our trip in Madrid, taking different day tours and exploring both in and around Spain's capital. It was great to get acclimated and get to know everyone before we started classes. Unos, dos, tres, go Gators! Woo! On the eastern coast of Spain, with a population of about 1.5 million, Valencia became our home for the next 5 weeks. We stopped off at a hotel to get an initial introduction to Valencia and finally meet our host families. The energy was high as everyone got greeted with cheek kisses and big hugs, although I'll admit I was a little anxious having to make my introduction with my elementary level Spanish. My roommate John and I both got paired with a woman named Ava. Ava drove us back to her apartment to drop off our bags, and let me just say I really lucked out. Not only was she super sweet and accommodating, but her place was just awesome. After that, we headed to the University of Valencia to learn more about our program and pick up our ID cards.
Oh, it's a little serious.
We got our schedules and then went straight off into a grand introduction of the city. At this point, it was mid-afternoon, so I was also introduced to the very warm climate of Valencia. Our classes were only 4 days a week for about 5 hours each, and the one rule was once you walk through the door, you speak in Spanish. Being in such a small group, I wasn't too stressed about making mistakes, and I had plenty of opportunities to practice and interact. The learning didn't stop once we left class, though.
Bueno, venir a España es una gran ventaja porque no solo aprenden el español, sino también la cultura. Ellos viven y no solamente en la sala de clase, sino tienen a toda la ciudad y están practicando y aprendiendo español.
I was a bit worried about having to communicate with people around the city, but everyone in Spain was actually so patient with me, which really helped me get comfortable with practicing the language. Every new experience we had was an opportunity for us to learn something new. Speaking of experiences, let's talk about the culture and what this trip had to offer outside of the classroom. I was lucky to join a very organized program with a lot of pre-planned activities, but we also had a few free weekends to do whatever we wanted, so overall there were plenty of opportunities to see and try new things. Our first class trip was to La Bufera, a lake south of Valencia. We got to enjoy a nice boat ride, and once we got back to shore, we headed straight to Restaurant Barraca, a local farm-to-table restaurant where you would be learning how to make paella from scratch. Our other trips were just as cool. As a class, we visited the Alhambra in Granada, where we learned about the major influence Arabic culture had in Spain. The trips I planned for myself didn't disappoint either. It's definitely hard to find bad architecture in this country, and Barcelona was no exception to that. For another one of the free weekends, me and some friends decided to fly down to Morocco, which was even more of a culture shock than Spain in the coolest way. Trips aside, there was also so much to do during the week right in Valencia. I really think it was a perfect base camp for us. We still had the benefits of living in a city, but it felt more authentic and less touristy compared to a more popular destination, which I think really added to our experience.
Este es mi mamá en Valencia, Eva.
Hola, soy Eva.
Y este es mi día final.
El final de
sí.
Valencia se ha portado muy bien.
Sí.
Es muy buen chico, muy simpático, muy divertido y aparte aprende rápido.
Vale.
Venga, mira, dile Adiós, que tengáis buen viaje. Hemos estado encantados de teneros, sois unos chicos magníficos.
Sí,
Eva,
adiós.
adiós.
Well, as you can see from that clip, I'm certainly no expert in Spanish, but hey, I definitely think I made progress compared to when I first arrived in Spain. Apart from that, I'm thankful to have experienced the rich culture that this country has to offer, and I've made so many memories that'll stick with me for a lifetime. Going on this trip alone was a bit daunting at first, but looking back, it's one of the best decisions I've made. I'm coming home with lifelong friends, amazing stories to share, and the satisfaction of not just stepping outside of my comfort zone, but pushing myself to take on new challenges.